Now, when you started out, right, it was easy to attack everybody because they were powerful and you weren't.
Right.
Now, you have more power than they do in some instances.
Well, not Oprah.
No,
I mean, there's limits.
There will always be someone.
There will always be Oprah
right.
and her husband Gail.
Right. And her husband Gail.
But I think it's making fun of stuff that's recognizable. And what I try to do is make fun of people that, by hook or by crook, have gotten themselves into the lexicon. So to me, I will make fun of Oprah or the president who she chose.
Yes, she did.
We can act like we had free elections, but
when
picked him.
Oprah
She just
picked the president, that made a difference.
Which is fine with me. I thought
Right.
she made a good choice, but
Right.
she picked the president. Don't be fooled. I don't know how you do it in Canada, but here we let Oprah pick. She consults with Gail, and then he's in the White House. But making fun of Oprah is she's the perfect target because there's nothing I can do to her. She doesn't give a shit. What does she care what I say about her?
Well, I mean, if you're famous, you're fair game, period. I also.
I agree, but also I think based on your behavior. So you can be someone who maybe isn't terribly famous, but if you've displayed some kind of behavior, like the kids from Jersey Shore, they weren't household names, but after 2 episodes, everyone knew Snooki falling down the stairs, or, you know, I mean, within 2 episodes of a show, you can be a household name, or at least something you did.
Right.
Can be globally known.
Yes.
And YouTube is even more so.
Yeah, and people want fame desperately, and they'll do anything to get it, and they don't need to have talent to get it, and so that's where you come in.
That's where I come in, absolutely.
You're still doing stand-up, right?
Yeah, all over the country and sometimes other countries.
Like my country, Canada?
Canada many times, yeah. They're into like abstract type stuff.
Well, that's why they like you. Would you call yourself abstract?
I would call my material abstract, not actually myself.
What would you call yourself if you call your material abstract? How would you?
I'm a regular guy with like a weird balcony in my brain that's not regular.
See, that's what you do. That is amazing. You get pictures and words, which are incredible.
Yeah.
And when you started out, who was like that influenced you? Anybody?
A major influence was George Carlin.
Carlin, of course,
Yeah.
right.
When I was in high school, I memorized his album, Class Clown.
Class
I'd
Clown.
come home and listen to it every day. And then when I was in college, I had a public speaking class, and I did material from his album.
Like what? What did you do?
I did the hair poem. I'm aware some stare at my hair, some even despair of my hair. They see hair down to there and go off on a tear. I say no fair. Hair can be rare. Fred Astaire got no hair. Where's the hair on a chocolate eclair? No ale, mal frere. Now that I've shared, my wife bought some hair at a fair to use as a spare. Do I care? Au contraire. Now that I've shared this affair with the hair, I think I'll repair to my lair and use an ear. Do you care?
That's great. That's great.
I did that in the public speaking class. I told him it was from him. I wasn't trying to pass it off.
Oh, I'm sure you didn't. And how did you get a good grade in public speaking?
I don't remember, but I remember that the guy after me read from the Bible.
much easier connection than reading the George Carlin hair stuff, right?
Yeah. He wanted older material, I guess.
Who has been upset at anything you've said that you know about?
I've gotten demonic stares from Ryan Seacrest. She's not always happy.
Yeah. So.
Ryan Seacrest is going to crack at some point, and I'll be there to catch her every step of the way.
You're referring to it.
But I mean, look, people like that are perfect for my act because he's kind of untouchable.
So your family, someone in your family had a sense of humor, your mother?
Well, my whole family's funny.
They are funny.
Yes. So my dad was very witty, and he was the type of person that could be funny on cue, like a comedian. My mom is funny, and she doesn't know why. So she's a character.
Right.
And she says funny things, and she can't really explain it. But my dad, if you put him at a dinner party, he would know, oh, I'm going to be funny from 7-ish to 9-ish.
Really?
You know, yeah. And my siblings are all just smart and funny.
See, you know, a lot of people that we've been talking to, it all starts in their family, and they all see there's someone in their family that's funny. And like
But my family was like a club. I mean, our dinner table, a bunch of drunken micks
Really?
in Chicago,
Right.
arguing about politics, and this alderman shouldn't have been stooping this girl and
Right.
stuff. And we also believed that we were Jewish adjacent, which I think is key. So none of us are Jewish, but we all feel we could pass.
Jewish adjacent is very funny.
We're Jew adjacent.
Yeah. Well, you know, the dark Irish humor and Jewish angst. Somehow,
Kindred spirits.
when it goes well, do you experience any joy? From
Yeah,
it?
that you know, every audience is a different personality, and if it goes well, it's a rush.
Right.
It's really a rush. It's very dangerous. It's like walking a tightrope. There's different feelings. Sometimes I feel like, oh, I got away with it again. Sometimes it's like running across a lake of ice that's breaking right behind you, and it takes you an hour to get to the other side.
Right.
And then when it's there, it's like, oh man, great, excellent.
You know, Woody Allen was going to call Annie Hall anedonia. Do you know that?
No.
Anedonia is the inability to experience pleasure or joy. And he thought that was a definition of, I guess, him in Annie Hall. Is that a definition of you?
I appear to be like that, but I have like joyful moments.
You do?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I don't know why my demeanor looks like just this really down, serious guy, but it's like my face is not attached to my brain, like my emotions.
Yes.
There's a circuit missing, so I can be like having a great time, but just be like this. You know? But if I go to a baseball game, I'll be applauding and cheering, you
Right.
know, and I laugh a lot with
Yeah.
my friends or
Yeah.
in comedy.
Yeah. Like the way you're talking to me now is pretty much what you do on stage, isn't it? This is how you talk on stage?
The reason I never laughed on stage, it wasn't a decision. It was just, I was just trying to remember my act.
Right.
You know, I had all these jokes in my head, and I
Yes.
was just saying them. And even though the audience was laughing, in my mind, I'm thinking, all right, what the hell is next? What's the next joke? And
Right.
I'm lucky because it just became a style, but it was no decision or anything. I laugh more in what is considered real life. Sponges grow in the ocean. That kills me. I wonder how much deeper the ocean would be if that didn't happen. A friend of mine's in jail for counterfeit pennies. It's minimum securities on a wiffle ball and chain. You know, they caught him. He had the head and the tail on the wrong side. He thought that it didn't matter. Another friend of mine does voodoo acupuncture. You don't have to go. You just be walking down the street and all of a sudden, oh, that's much better.
So when did you tap into this gold of the gay audience?
Well,
When did you realize there's a market here that no one has tapped? Judy Garland had it years ago.
it's really when I was trying to get gay guys to tap me. So I was that girl in school that had the crush on the guy that was so clearly gay, and I still thought I had a shot. It's my relationship with Ryan Seacrest now.
Right.
Everybody else sees it but me, and I still feel like I have a shot. Anyway, so in high school, in fact, you know, I went to like the prom with the guy who's now a choreographer at Disney World, you know. And so I was kind of hanging out with gay guys ever since I can remember. You know, we kind of just found each other. And I think when the nature of my act became more dishy
Well,
and
once you
salacious,
started mentioning celebrities and all of that.
yes, and
that's
also once I started really going farther with, I don't know, I wouldn't say being shocking on purpose, but not censoring myself. You know, I'm not going to shit you. There's a difference between a gay audience and a straight audience.
Right.
There's certain topics I'm going to delve into more if I'm doing a gay audience, especially a primarily gay audience. Like in July, I'm going to do and I know you're jealous, but I stole the Milwaukee Pride Fest gig from you. Sorry. You know, and an audience like that, I mean, it's 6,000 guys, it's outdoors, it's Milwaukee in the summer.
Right.
They're doing ecstasy, they're dancing around each other's feces. I mean, I did it 2 years ago. One guy just passed out on the dirt in front of me, and the queens just kept dancing around him. It's wild. So what am I going to say to that audience that's going to shock them?
Nothing.
They're still sore from the white party. So that's what I love about gay audiences. Really, you know, you may do well or fail, but you cannot shock them. There's nothing they haven't seen or heard.
When did you feel like, when did you discover that you're breaking through and saying things that no one else would say in a way?
When I started getting in trouble. You hear like the gale of laughter, and then you hear the,
Right.
you know, and then you can tell when it's the reaction of, oh, she's naughty, but I like it, as opposed to too far.
But obviously the audience is bigger than just a gay audience now because you're...
Well, I really think that's because of my life on the D list. So and also when I went back to clubs, I started doing one night a week at the Laugh Factory. And I called Jamie Masada, the owner, and I said, what's your worst time slot? And he said, Wednesdays at 10. I said, I'll take it. So I started doing that, and then I would accidentally get straight people because they were just coming to a comedy club.
Sure.
So that was a great thing because I was learning how to do what I call a mixed audience. And that's gay people, and then we let a few breeders in. And sure enough, when My Life on the D List started airing, I kept hearing from guys, you know, I really don't think chicks are funny. My wife watches your show, and one day I was in the living room, I sat down, and you know, you're pretty funny for a chick. So I get a lot of that now. It's the highest compliment. I went and did stand-up on the Rosie O'Donnell Lesbians and Their Children cruise. You know how she does those cruises? All right, so I call my mom, and she goes like this, what? We're not going on any goddamn cruise, for Christ's sake. God damn it. Well, what the hell kind of a cruise is it? Lesbians and their children? Have children. Johnny, Kathleen's on the phone. She says lesbians can have children now. Well, I don't know either. It makes no kind of sense. Last time I checked, you gotta have a guy involved somewhere. For Christ's sake, God damn it. Son of a bitch. Well, where the hell we gotta go? Alaska? What the Christ are the goddamn lesbians bringing those poor kids to Alaska to freeze their asses off?
Give me some of the material that you're doing on stage these days. Like, what are some of those lines? They're just delicious.
Well, I say that I went into a store and asked a woman if she had anything to put underneath the coasters. I told her my coasters were marking out my tables. Then I went into another store and I asked them if they had any maps that weren't aerial views. That guy started crying. So it's all regular stuff, but then it's just twisted into an insane.
And going off to the right or the left. How do you come up with your whatever the new act is going to be? Because you can't, you don't want to do the same thing over and over again because it gets tiresome, right?
It's an endless thing of noticing what's happening in the world. Like from the minute you wake up till when you go to sleep, you're bombarded with fragments of pieces of information, like a word in a book or a conversation, or you see a sign or something. Or it's like combining different realities with words that it couldn't really happen in real life, but you can make it happen with words.
Like what? What's a different reality that you combine?
Two babies were born in the hospital the same day, two little babies, and they're laying there looking at each other. And they were in the same room, and each family came in and took their baby away, and then 85 years later, by a bizarre coincidence, they end up in the same hospital, in the same room, laying there looking at each other, and one of them said to the other one, so, what did you think?
That's great.
Thank you.
So you're bombarded with these images, right? Most people aren't bombarded with images. They're just living their
Well,
day.
they trickle in. It's not like, you know.
Like your subconscious delivers them to you, right? Something
Yeah,
like that.
your subconscious is always working, and then when it comes up with something, it knocks to the consciousness. You know, just in. you know, and then it appears like you weren't trying to think of it, but you really were.
Right. And then how soon do you know it's material? Do you try it out with friends? Do you have friends?
No, I had this girlfriend when I started, and I would just try jokes on her, and she didn't laugh at some of them, so I didn't do them. But then one night I said some of the ones that she didn't like, and they worked. So then I realized that you have to try it on the audience because the dynamic is different. It's a different atmosphere than
Right.
one-on-one.
How long did that girlfriend last?
When I was a little kid, I wish the first words I ever said was the word quote, so right before I died, I could say unquote. Lots of my friends have babies, but I don't have any babies, but I have lots of friends. Babies don't have any friends. They all have those baby monitors so they can hear the baby from the other room, which I consider a form of wiretapping. Someday he's gonna be a really smart baby who makes a fake recording of some fake baby noises. Gonna crawl out the window and go to Italy. I need one of those baby monitors from my subconscious to my consciousness so I can know what the hell I'm really thinking about.
How much of your career is on the road? Like,
I do about 100 cities a year.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
Is it like 9 months of the year, 10 months? Do you take off for a couple?
No, I do an ongoing tour because the nature of my act is so based on what's happening in pop culture.
Right.
That it's not like Chris Rock where he takes 3 years and he writes his act.
Honed to perfection.
It's honed to perfection.
Right.
And he goes and does like trial sets.
Yes.
You know, look, I mean, I don't know what Paula Abdul is doing today, but I'm going to fill you in on what she's doing tomorrow.
Right. The audience is always interested in this. Wherever they,
Well,
they
you know
what they're going to get when they come to see you.
They
right?
know what
Right.
they're going to get. And also, the great thing about celebrity culture is it is the gift that keeps on giving.
Well, you know, you were sort of ahead of this cultural curve, and now it's moved right into your lap in a way because
Yeah.
now it's all of it.
Well, the
Now
weekly
there's
magazines are bigger than they've ever been.
bigger than and people are. I mean, they want to know about, as you say, Kate Gosselin.
Kate
and-
Gosselin and Brangelina.
Right.
And I like when people will come up to me, you know, in Boise and say, what's going on with Brangelina? Like I know them.
Right.
You know, but I have impressions about it. But I do, primarily, I really do like to keep my act about my experience with that celebrity. So I can comment on something I saw on TV like anybody, but really the stuff that I put in my specials is my run-in with Sharon Stone, my bizarre backstage run-in with, you know, Renee Zellweger,
Right.
when this celebrity confronted me, this person was pissed at me and why.
Right. What happened with Sharon Stone? What was that? What?
Which time? I mean, Sharon Stone is heaven for me because she's beautiful and world famous and, you know, she's a nutbag. And wildly talented, but she's, you know, cuckoo for
right,
Cocoa Puffs.
right.
And so I've had several encounters with her. And the great thing about Sharon Stone is she's one of these A-listers that, like, I think she kind of looks at me and she's a little wary. And I know she can't stand me because when I give her shit, she goes like this. Isn't she great? Which means fuck you, because I speak Stone.
Yeah, nothing
it's my
you
second
believe.
language.
Big Stone.
Yeah, and so somebody like that is just
Yeah.
heaven for me.
Yeah,
and
just
I
go.
mean, I don't run into these celebrities that much, but when I do, my ear grows like a chia pet. Like it turns into a boom microphone, and there's
Right.
nothing I'm missing.
So it's any celebrity is fair game. Right?
Absolutely. Backstage at The View, you know, because I'm obsessed with Barbara Walters and everything that is Barbara Walters.
Yeah. So was she there when you did The View? And she
Well, now I'm not allowed to be on with her.
because,
Is that, am I, does Jerry Seinfeld not say that in his part?
what happened?
Well, because, all right, I would put it this way. I would say that there are a lot of celebrities that I really love and revere, and they don't care for me. And I've come to terms with that because I love that Barbara Walters, and I don't care that she hates me. I think she's a pistol. She says outrageous things. And what happened was I was backstage at The View, and we were having a light conversation about sex and lubricants. And then Barbara Walters said, I prefer Astroglide. Now, you tell me if you're man enough to not put that in your act, because I'm not.
too
I'm
good.
not man enough. It's too good.
Too good.
So I put it in my next special, and then I got an angry phone call, and then I was banned from the show. And then something I was doing did well, and then I got back on, but when I'm on, she leaves.
Oh, so yeah, she doesn't want to be so.
But last time I caught her in the bathroom because it was a 2-show day,
Uh-huh.
and she would do the first show, but she wouldn't do the one I was on. So then I got her in the stall.
Was she nice to you, or did she not talk? Or
Well, she's very regal, and was clearly livid the whole time, but furiously washing her hands and saying, "No, dear, I think you're funny. I mean, sometimes you go too far, but I don't know. I have to go Oscar de la Renta call. We're having lunch," like that. So she came up with a ridiculous excuse about having lunch with Oscar de la Renta, which I don't know if that's true, frankly.
I don't think.
But I mean, I get a kick out of her, and
Right.
I love people like that. They have many, she's fascinating. And Joy Behar said, "You think you know her? Believe me, there's a lot of layers to that onion." So
Yeah.
I love people like that.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
Kathy.
you. It's my
Enjoyed it.
pleasure.
Okay.
David Steinberg, ladies and gentlemen.
Stephen, it's always a pleasure to see you. You are a delightful person,
Thank
as
you.
low-keyed as you are, and thank you for doing it.
Thanks for having me.